Jack was warned long before the ground ever moved. Not in a dramatic way, not with panic or shouting, but in the quiet tone of a man who had already seen what happens when people refuse to listen. Samuel had been standing at the edge of the ridge when he said it. He didn't point. He didn't raise his voice. He simply looked at the soil beneath their feet and told them not to cross it. He said the land past the ridge was unstable. He said it had shifted before. He said the earth there did not behave the way it should. Most of them nodded. When you've been stranded for days, you start respecting anything that sounds like experience. Jack didn't nod. Jack smiled. He said fear always finds a reason to sound wise. He said people imagine danger when they are tired and hungry. He said the ground was just ground, and the ridge was just another excuse to stay still. They had been stranded for 6 days at that point. A broken stretch of highway behind them. Dense forest in front of them. No signal. No rescue coming. Just 6 people who hadn't planned to survive together, but had no choice but to try. They made rules early. Simple ones. No wandering alone. No hoarding food. No secrets. Jack helped make those rules. He spoke the loudest. He said the right things. He talked about unity and trust and staying alive as a group. People listened to him because he sounded confident, and confidence feels like safety when everything else feels temporary. Samuel watched him closely. Samuel didn't speak often, but when he did, people paid attention. He had the look of someone who had lived through things that don't leave visible scars. He moved slowly. He listened more than he talked. And when he warned them about the ridge, it wasn't fear in his voice. It was memory. Jack brushed it off. He said they couldn't afford to stay where they were. He said sitting still was the real danger. He said someone had to take a risk if they wanted to survive. He volunteered himself. No one stopped him. That was the first crack. Jack crossed the ridge less than an hour later. He didn't look back. He didn't ask for company. He told them he would be quick. The ground felt different almost immediately. Not softer. Not harder. Just wrong. Like it held warmth it shouldn't have. Like it remembered pressure. The forest beyond the ridge was quiet in a way that made Jack uncomfortable. No birds. No insects. Even the wind felt hesitant. He kept going anyway. 15 minutes after he crossed the ridge, the ground trembled. Not violently. Not enough to knock him over. Just enough to make him stop walking. The vibration came from deep below, slow and deliberate, like something turning in its sleep. Jack ran. He didn't think about Samuel's warning then. He didn't think about superstition or fear. He thought about getting back before anyone noticed he had gone farther than he said he would. That's when he saw it. A narrow split in the earth, partially hidden beneath fallen branches and debris. Inside it, sealed away from weather and animals, were supplies. Old rations. Emergency packs. Enough food to last one person several days. Maybe longer. Jack stood there longer than he should have. He thought about the arguments. About the empty bags. About the way people watched each other during meals. About how survival slowly turns sharing into suspicion. He thought about himself. Jack covered the supplies. Carefully. Quietly. He memorized the spot. Then he ran back toward the group. When he returned, everyone was already on edge. They had felt the shaking. They had seen the dust fall from trees. They were waiting for him. Samuel didn't ask questions at first. He only looked at Jack's boots, coated in darker soil. "You crossed it," Samuel said. Jack said no. The lie came easily. The second tremor was stronger. The earth cracked near their shelter. Stones rolled. Trees groaned. Panic spread faster than sound. People grabbed what they could and ran. Jack ran too, but not in the same direction. He ran toward the place where he had hidden the supplies. Behind him, Samuel stayed where he was. He told the others to keep moving. He told them not to look back. Someone had to slow it down. Someone had to stay close enough to the ridge to keep the ground from shifting further. The shaking stopped minutes later. 3 people survived. Jack was one of them. They regrouped miles away, shaken and silent. When they checked their remaining supplies, they noticed something strange. Food they didn't remember packing. Rations that didn't match anything they had brought. No one said anything. They didn't have to. Jack didn't meet their eyes. They made it out days later. Rescued by chance, not planning. Taken back to a world that still worked the way it was supposed to. Jack survived. But survival has a way of leaving things behind. Years later, Jack still feels it sometimes. Late at night, a faint vibration beneath his feet. A memory in the ground. Not shaking. Waiting. Because some warnings aren't meant to stop you. They're meant to reveal who you are when survival gives you a choice. And the ground never forgets the ones who ignored it.